All right, we're live. It always takes a second. The replay crew will see us, but it takes.
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Hello.
Hello. Saw
What
you
would you like to
yesterday.
know about Cindy?
Nothing. So sorry.
Was that Siri?
Siri was trying to creep on Cindy.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Hello. That was so funny.
That was.
Hello. All right, cool. So we're definitely live. Okay, awesome. So we are here to talk about Reckless by Amanda Quick. This is our first pick for this year's Historical Hellions. I can't believe we're in our third year. It's so crazy.
Right?
And look at this, guys. Come on.
Yes.
Like, just the step back alone. Hi, Justin. I saw your Goodreads rating, so I know you like the book.
Oh, I haven't looked at that at all.
Goodreads?
Yeah, I don't know what anybody thought about it.
Yeah, I always
read. On the opposite, for book clubs, I always read the Goodreads reviews just to see like what people are thinking. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I guess we'll go in order. Hi. Lacey, go ahead and introduce yourself and say what you rated the book.
Okay. Hi, I'm Lacey. Another romance booktuber. You've probably seen me around. So I should say my rating. Is that how we do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I really like this one. I gave it 4 stars. I might like it even more than Ravished, which I also gave 4 stars to. But yeah, this was adorable. I love them.
Cool. Jessica?
I gave it 4.5. I'll probably round up to 5. Ravish was like a 4 sure 5-star read, so I didn't love this as much as Ravish, but like Lacey said, the romance was just so cute, and I'm just like giddy reading it. Like they're just so cute together the whole time, and I feel like you don't get that in a lot of old schools. So
yeah,
I liked it.
All right, so I'm Samantha, and I read the audiobook of this one and then finished it physically towards the end. I definitely did like Ravished a little bit more. I would say this is more like a 3.5, close to a 4-star read for me, versus Ravished was like 5-star immediately. So yeah, I mean, I'm torn between a 3.5 and a 4-star. A lot of 4 stars. Okay, very cool. A lot of you guys liked it. That makes me so happy. I always hate when we pick like a dud.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, I do definitely enjoy. I think I enjoy Amanda Quick's writing as a whole. Like the way she writes her romances is so unique because they're almost like adventure books, kind of. Mm-hmm. Like all of our heroines are blue stockings. They're very like independent and unique. And yeah. Oh, see, 3.5. For me, 3 stars is a good rating, so I'm taking it. Lexi didn't like it at all. I'm sorry.
Why would you give it 2? I didn't find anything like that wrong.
Oh, a couple people gave it 2.
Elizabeth said it didn't have the feel of a true old school, which I agree. I think like Amanda Quick is for contemporary readers. Like it's very digestible today to read her books.
When did this come out?
Easy to read.
Early 90s. Yeah, early 90s.
Yeah.
Mine has a note from the previous owner from July 10th, 1993. So.
Wow, what does it say?
Glenda Goundry? Someone's name.
Oh.
Okay. Mine has like the Target sticker. Like, can you imagine just picking up an Amanda Quick book at Target? Like, that is so cool.
How long has Target been around?
Yeah, no, it says
I didn't
Target.
know they sold used books.
Well, I didn't get this from Target. I got this at like a Savers, which is like a thrift store. Yeah, but it has a Target sticker, and it was $4.49.
Wow.
So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I definitely think with her writing, they definitely hold like throughout the years. There's nothing really problematic about her books. It doesn't really lack anything
rapey or
exactly. Like even like culturally, there's not like anything too problematic. So I definitely do feel like it's different between like those old school bodice rippers that we've read before that have, you know, problematic elements.
Yeah, and there's always such good banter too. They're adorable together. I loved how sarcastic he was.
Yes.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
And although our heroine like is reckless, like the title suggests, and at times she was a bit infuriating, like just putting herself into situations that were crazy, she was also kind of entertaining as well. Like definitely it was hilarious, like watching her.
I will always compare reckless heroines like her to Shanna and how like dumb Shanna was. This heroine wasn't being like dumb about it though, because she was like, oh, the maid was like, your husband wants to show you around the catacombs, and she's like, oh yay, we talked about that, let's go. And it's like, but I would have believed that too, like,
Yeah,
she's a little bit
because she just
she
just showed up in the estate too, so she wouldn't have known everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
So like while she was in dangerous situations, they weren't entirely her fault. So like even when she went to that like bookseller after getting that note, she at least told her husband, so he showed up in time to save her. So yeah.
Reckless in the sense that she was adventurous, she was fearless, but she wasn't stupid like some, you know, heroines can be in historical time. I do definitely think the book got better. Like for the majority of it, I was like, oh, this is a 3-star, but towards the end, I was like, okay, I could see myself giving this a 4-star. Like I feel like their character arc and their romance definitely built towards the end because this was such a plot heavy book.
Yeah. And even though they got married pretty early on, they weren't like in love and like happy. They were still like working through a lot of things. And he did say I love you, which I appreciated at the end. So
yes,
they don't always have that.
I wonder if that's a Amanda Quick thing, because in Ravish they got married pretty early on too.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, her earlier romances are just like the step backs and everything is just so nice.
The adventure was just so fun.
Yeah, and I love the whole publishing thing, and that was really fun. Like him being the author and her trying to hide it, but he instantly figured it out. That was cute.
Yeah, that was super cute.
Yeah. I liked how she was the what do you call it? The sponsor, or I forget what they called it, but she was like the one paying for his books to be published. So that was really cute. Yeah.
Oh, is that not the publisher?
Well, like she sponsored the publisher to publish his books, and they
Like
called
a
it.
benefactor?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Because it was that one, the Lacey. It wasn't his name Lacey who owned the publishing house. Yeah. So she was like the benefactor, I guess, for that.
She was the editor too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was really funny. He's like, "Oh, I wish that I had already turned in my book, because I talked about like how to get out of the like the
catacombs."
Yeah. He's like, oh, she would have known if I had just given her my book early. It was so funny because that's how they knew how to get out of that maze. She's like, "Oh, you wrote about this in your book. Like, get us out of here." It was so funny. I really liked that.
Yeah, I love anything that has like a bookish plot. That is always fun. And I love a blue stocking heroine too, so.
And I appreciated how she never fell for Neil. Like afterwards. Like she fell for his charm before, but like that point where she was like literally hanging between them and had to choose between them, she like never wavered and wanted to go to Neil. She's like, I'm gonna go to my husband. I'm like, yes, you are, because he loves you.
Yeah, all that foreshadowing, her dreams, being torn by two guys. Yeah. Oh, I love Cheryl, her family. I love them so much. I love that it didn't take long for them to understand Gabriel and for Gabriel to understand them and what happened 8 years ago. And they just forgave each other for that. And then towards the end, especially when the mom and the sister help them out with the gossip stuff, I love that.
That was funny. Her mom's gambling problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the only good son-in-law is one who can pay for her debts.
Right. They didn't even try to help the mom though. They're just like, yep, she's got a problem.
Yeah.
She's gonna keep on having the problem.
That's true.
So just going back to some of the comments, a lot of people on Goodreads did say that they didn't like Gabriel for the majority of the book. I mean, in the beginning, so I was watching Crystal's video that she posted like months ago because she read this book. And she was like saying how Gabriel, it was kind of frustrating because for the most part, Gabriel was like very lust heavy in the very beginning. And then there was that whole wedding scene too, where he was kind of like not really focused on her.
But I loved that he climbed the roof to get to her. Come on. Come on.
Like she didn't really enjoy that whole situation. Like
I know. Okay, that's true. But I like that she kind of told him that. She told him that to his face. And he was like, excuse me, I'll make it better next time.
I was dying because like she basically was like, you were like a 2-pump chump, okay? Like we need to fix this. You made it seem like it was something exciting. So his pride was like a little wounded, but he definitely redeemed himself.
But I'm glad she called him out because like I feel like not a lot of heroines would have done that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was kind of realistic. Like I know a lot of people didn't like that scene because it wasn't really, he was only focused on himself. But like you have to think like Regency time period, like they're so naive, they're so inexperienced. Like that first time probably isn't like sweepingly romantic. You know what I mean?
And he had wanted her for a while.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, when he climbed the freaking like scaled the castle, I was like, oh my gosh.
That was fun though. Like I really liked that. What is it? Mist? Something missed their estate.
Oh, Devil's Mist?
Was it? I don't remember, but the fact that she was like, oh my gosh, this house is like perfect. Like she wasn't fighting the marriage. She's like, okay, we're married. Like, cool, I get this cool house now. And like she did not react at all like they normally would have.
Yeah, and he predicted that. He knew she would love it. Yeah, all the plots blended well. It wasn't like, back and forth and stuff.
I was worried for a second that Gabriel was a pirate.
Oh.
Yeah, because at first I thought he was the pirate that killed Neil, like she thought. I was like, oh, he's the one who killed her. But it really happened that Neil was the pirate and he did almost kill him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see why people would get frustrated with Gabriel, but I loved him.
Yeah, I loved him.
He was great. Yeah,
I thought he had a good like he redeemed himself in the end for me. 5 stars, yay!
Oh, that's true too about the library and how she wasn't it his library that she had shut herself into. We're excited about it.
The maps.
And she tracked down the book that he lost with the dads.
Oh, yes. That was so sweet.
There's just those little moments.
They're so good to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you guys expect the necklace to be in the book?
No, I didn't.
No. I really didn't like know where the direction was going because there was so much adventure, so much plot. It was like, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. So I was just there for a ride. I like literally had no like predictions or expectations.
I know. I couldn't figure out why he was like so dead set on getting the book or why Alice. I did think that the Alice plot line kind of went by a little too fast because I'm like, why was she so dead set on getting the book to get back at Neil?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just for revenge because she knew how much he wanted it.
But she was like almost killing the heroine for it. And I was like, you're really going to kill someone to try? Because wasn't she the one then who like caught her bed on fire and like locked her? Yeah, she was the one that locked her in the water. So I was like, she could have drowned.
Yeah. But she did say that she didn't actually want to kill her.
But what if she didn't happen? Like if she was sleeping in bed, she like probably would have killed her with the fire.
Right. But I think they mentioned that they figured, she was in the husband's bed or something like that. The excuses,
Yeah. I did appreciate her wardrobe. That was really fun.
Oh, the bright colors. Yes. Yeah.
And
the whore's dress.
Yeah. She's like, oh, these are, which one do I pick? I love them. then she wanted to wear it to a ball, and her husband's like, it's a little too low cut for tonight, but just those little details. I'm like, how does she do it? Like, these are so funny.
So
funny.
And so unique too, like especially for like the time that she was writing these books, like just so different from like any other author.
Yeah,
and even like showing the brothel scene where they like went into the room and that she's like whipping that. I was like,
I did not expect that at all. Like that's something you would read in a contemporary romance today,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
It was so funny.
Ooh.
I wonder, like, I wish she was still writing. I was like, I wonder what her writing would be like today for historicals and not what she writes now.
Yeah. Have you guys listened to the Fated Mates podcast that she did?
No.
Yeah,
so she was on there.
Yeah, so Fated Mates has that like Trailblazer series where they interview a bunch of different like prominent authors who like built the like bricks to the genre. They have like Nora Roberts on there. That one was a really good one. Beverly Jenkins. And then they have, you know, Jane Ann Krentz, and she talks about, you know, her writing Amanda Quick. And it's just like really interesting to see her process because, you know, she writes under like 4 different pen names.
Mm-hmm.
And she explains like why she also wrote in those different pen names, not only because of like the genres that she was writing, but like certain publishing houses own the rights to that name. So she couldn't write other publishing houses. So that was really interesting. It's a good interview. It's like an hour long on the Fated Mates podcast. So I would recommend it. It was good. Today's historical romances feel so tame in contrast. Yeah.
Like there were some balls, but there was so much happening. They didn't just like sit around and talk. I loved that because a lot of today's, especially coming out recently, I'm like, okay, for half the book they just like hang out, they go to a ball, and then they hang out some more. But I just liked all the things that they got to do.
Yeah,
even like literally the beginning was like them going to buy the book and then them getting like ambushed by the Hellions. Like this is so good.
Like her, even just her going out by herself at midnight.
Yeah. Well, and the scene where she's like, we're being followed. He could be a murderer. And she's like, we need to lose him. And then it was the guy that her husband was paying to follow her that they lost. Just like all these things. They were perfect.
Yeah. It was just all those scenes were so amazing.
Well, so that's why I'm curious. So, like, if it's not just the hero, like, why did some people give it 2 stars?
Someone like I don't really the heroine.
I didn't really see that too much in the Goodreads reviews. Let me see.
It was just one comment that I saw.
Because there wasn't anything wrong. The plot like tied up nicely. I think the only complaint I personally had was that it was very plot heavy. Like I wanted to just like a little more like romance towards the end is when we got that. I felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the guy following her, yeah. She burst into the room being like, "Oh my gosh, look what happened to me!"
It's like, oh wait, you were the one following me.
Yeah,
like, yeah. Her one she threw at the end that was really fun.
Mm-hmm. I like both. I think that's what makes like the historical romance like so fun. Just like the glitz and the glam.
Someone did say, what did you think of Neil as almost a mostly absent villain? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think it was fine because they ended up being 2. Like Alice was like kind of a villain because she was the one doing the stuff at the end.
Yeah.
And we didn't know it would have been Neil because we didn't know he was even alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't really bother me. I definitely felt like there was enough plot to keep like the action going. Everything made sense.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people liked Alice. Like a lot of people liked her. I don't think Amanda Quick the sequels to historical romances. They look like no, they look like they're connected because they all have like this
the
and like
same cover. Yeah, but
and they have these, but they're not.
Yeah, I don't think she does the series. They're all standalones.
Yeah.
Unless
Her
they're
Jane
interconnected, if anyone knows.
That would be interesting, kind of like Beverly Jenkins a little bit.
Aren't all of Beverly's, but like 2 interconnected?
Yeah.
She said,
She won't tell you which one.
Yeah. Even like her romantic suspense ones are like descendants of her characters.
Oh my gosh. And like also like I know like Neil was a villain, Alice was a villain, but like Kilborn was the one who tried to kidnap her too.
Oh yeah.
And he ran away before they could do a duel.
I forgot about him. Yeah.
Wait a second, she did get kidnapped again. Yeah. And that was funny how he had been in, like, I always think they're so dumb when they do duels. He's like, he'd been in 3 already. One of which was with her brother. And then
Yeah.
like, I'm going to duel you because you were trying to kidnap my wife. Or I guess they weren't married yet. That's what caused them to get married, right?
Yeah. And he actually got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that duel.
Yeah. I love duels. I'm like, fight.
They're so dumb though. Like they go and show up and he's like, oh well, the brother like freaked out and ended up shooting me. Like it was just like, I'm like, what? Okay. So he's like, but then I shot in the air because I was like being more respectful. You guys are dumb.
Is that for like Neil? I think she's talking about. Where did I put my drink?
But I thought it was funny that she was kind of courting Kilborn and she's like, he's so boring. Yeah. And then like she's with Gabriel in the maze and like Kilborn walks by and I'm like, you're gonna get caught. Yeah. I did really like her brother.
Yeah, I did too. No, she didn't. She doesn't connect her series. They look like they are. They all start with the same letter. They all have similar covers, but they're not.
And it was just funny how she had a past, how he had a past with her sister, Meredith, and how Meredith had to marry him and run away with him.
And it starts off like kind of a revenge plot, but then it like fizzles out. Like his revenge is like, no, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of expected, or at least thought there might have been some angst with that, you know, if she ever found out that he originally wanted revenge only, but she was just into him all the way, super supportive of him.
I don't remember this.
Was this when she was like running away in the carriage?
I don't remember.
From like her stalker. I don't remember them talking about that.
Yeah. Mystique, I think that's more romantic suspense. Well, I guess all her books have like a suspense element to them. That's a good point, Justin. Because her books do feel not like everything is like neatly tied up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can do that though and still have like someone else's book, like standalone series. So that would have been nice. Yeah. Just like what the Hathaways do, how they all are their own. And I'm like the Bridgerton books.
Yeah, I'm curious if anyone back then was like, please give Alice a story. You know, we want her.
Writing her fan mail.
Yes.
Because they would always put, I wonder if they have it in here, their P.O. box. They're like, write to me.
Yeah, I don't think this one has in it. I found a receipt though. From a Goodwill. Somebody bought books for $3.45. They bought 3 books for $3.45. The clerk's name was Sally. When is this dated? Oh my god, February 22nd, 1999.
Is what your receipt is from?
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, she was smart, but she was also kind of naive, like very much like seeing the good in people type of heroine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she didn't even believe that her own father would pay off Neil or try to pay off Gabriel.
Yeah, she had a hard time believing Neil was a pirate, you know, that he was capable of killing people.
She was like a sunshine heroine who saw like the grass is greener, like the good side of people, I guess. Total side note. I did see Christy talk about this one. Get thee off my lawn. I think it was Christy who mentioned this on Instagram.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
It's a historical romance novella that people are reading right now. I think it was Christy. Yeah, the ink is still legible. You can totally read it still.
Oh wow, that cover.
I think with Neil though, they talked about him having done that to like many women before. I think he was just like that charismatic and like really good at fooling women that he was like, I'm a good guy. Yeah,
he had an agenda. Like he was trying to steal secrets from their husbands. I guess he was that good.
Yeah, he was a smooth talker.
It's just interesting. Also, they kind of really brushed over the fact Neil was like, yeah, well, I was thrown off the side of the ship and then I was on this stranded island for like months and then I figured out how to get off and then I had to make all this money and now I'm back here.
That is true. He somehow survived all of that.
Right? I'm like, how did you do this? I floated for days on a piece of wood and okay. It just brushed over and then I was like, nobody like questioned it. They're like, okay. What is this? Gabriel's fiance? She did get angry though, didn't she? When she heard, she's like, "Wait, he was engaged before?"
Yeah, she got jealous.
Yeah.
Go back to the island. That'd be funny.
That part was very soap opera though.
Yeah. Which is my favorite. That's why I love reading these historical romances. The more like dramatic, the better.
Yeah. So many kidnappings. Even like when they went to like that opera at the end and they're like, and a fight broke out and then like all this stuff started happening. Oh, and I forgot, she has a limp. And she's like, oh, nobody wants to dance with me. And then when he asks to dance, she's like, are you sure? He's like, I'll never let you fall. And I was like, that was like so literally cute. One of the first times that they were a ball together. I loved it. Very cute.
The OG Jack Sparrow.
Are you talking about Neil?
Yeah. It makes me think of like Maui from like Moana not being able to build a boat.
Yeah, Cheryl, because she was saving a dog and she ended up getting like squished by the carriage, right? Yeah. She's just such a nice person. Always thinking the best of people.
Yeah.
Even when she got like locked in the catacombs, she was like, oh, she must have done that accidentally. She must be going for help. I was like, it's kind of obvious that she was the one who locked you in there, but okay. I don't know what this is about.
No, the only other one we've all read is Ravaged. We haven't read anything else.
I read Desire, and I really didn't like it because it was very boring.
Oh, okay. Is that Amanda Quick?
Yeah.
Is that the blue cover or the purple one?
It might have been blue.
I feel like that one's the one with the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
I have a hardcover by her, and it is so pretty. It has like that same step back, but like on back. I'm gonna grab it. Let's see it.
Yeah, I read the one. It was a blue cover. They just like sat around on the island the whole time. The little town that she was from. No plot. And I don't know how you go from like this one and Ravished having like such plot heavy, such cute romances to nothing happening in Desire.
It is Desire that I have the copy for. Oh. It's a hardcover copy. But like it's so pretty.
That's cool.
I know. I want the hardcover for all of them now because like
would they come out in hardcover first? Like I don't know how the publishing for those worked.
I don't know. Oh my god, this has a library stamp. Library of Rose McNeil. Like someone had like those home like library stamps.
Yes.
How cool. Anyways. We're finding all types of gems.
I wonder what her other popular ones are, like that people unanimously love.
Yeah, because you only ever hear about Ravished, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but Ravish was so good. But I'm glad I really liked another one by her, that it gave me the same like warm, fuzzy feelings that Ravish did.
Mm-hmm. Another popular one is Dangerous, apparently. That's her second popular historical romance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Justin also likes Surrender. Two people, Cheryl and Justin, said they like Surrender. So
okay. Oh, and I didn't notice she has her bright dresses on in the step back.
Oh, what?
Oh,
yeah. She's wearing orange and then
oh
pink.
my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cute.
Do you think this one is the one from the brothel?
I mean, it might be.
Oh, the heroine is a ghost hunter. Someone else really liked that one.
Oh,
I think it might have been Crystal, Jesson. Someone really liked this one.
They have such unique jobs. Because wasn't in Ravish, she was a
like archaeologist?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah.
Paleontologist?
Yeah. Was it a paleontologist? Because that's how she got caught in that cave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this one, she's like a rare book collector.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. She is a paleontologist. The archaeologist one is Kerrigan Byrne. I always forget.
Yeah. I do like when the females have fun jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading the blurb for Dangerous, and there's another duel with a brother.
The brothel was so funny. And then she was shocked, like that one guy she saw there. She's like, what is he doing in a brothel? And then he's like, oh, marriage born for you, huh? And she's like, why would you think you were at a brothel right now? So funny. It's so funny. She's like, you're never coming back here. Yeah. But I did like how like she didn't want to get married because she was like, I'm not gonna be able to be adventurous. Like my husband would want to dictate that. But he didn't tell her. I forget who he told, but he was like, oh, she's not gonna be able to do those adventures because I'm gonna take her on them and make sure she's safe. So instead of like not letting her do them, he's like, I'll do them with her. And I was like, that's so precious. Yeah.
Right? Like, how can you not love him?
Right? He really liked her. Ugh, and thought about her. It was funny though. He was like, "You're not leaving this house," and she's like, "What?" And then they were like betting with the brother. They're like,
"Oh yeah, I honestly expected her to leave the house." Yeah,
she was there. She listened.
Yeah. So I'm still curious why people give it 2 stars. I don't know if the 2-star people are still here. If you want to say like what about it specifically you didn't like. Because I don't really see like anything that I was like super upset with. It just wasn't as fun as Ravished for me.
Mm-hmm. But I think seeing those little moments made it feel romantic to me. Because I know you said you didn't love how it didn't like develop the romance until the end, but like he was definitely growing. And she had just already admitted she'd been in love with him the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
True. Yeah, sometimes when we talk about books, I'll like bump up my star rating. Like now I'm like, okay, solid 4 star.
It's so good. I don't think there's anything I didn't like. Even like with how long it was, it felt like it needed to be that long. Like nothing dragged.
It didn't even feel long at all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not as long as what we've read before.
Happening. Like there was always constant action, it felt like.
Yeah.
And the only thing I didn't like was just in the beginning, it felt like he was more lust than love. But I suppose that's with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. We mentioned this. She was reckless, but she was like kind of reasonable too. She was more so like just fearless.
And it's not her fault someone was trying to kidnap her and kill her every time. So like literally she's true. Like, went shopping, it almost got kidnapped. So
I think it was a lot though with how many times the word reckless was written in the book. It was just like, yes, we get it.
The title was the title.
Yeah.
Hammer it in there.
I feel like that happened in Ravish too, though. Like, because I remember thinking, like, oh, there's the title.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you thought the romance was secondary to the action. I saw a lot of people say this on Goodreads.
I didn't
see the wedding night scene. The wedding night scene. He was subpar, but like he redeemed himself.
But that was what made it funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was fun.
It was interesting, that scene, because I felt like it was good balance, like as far as consent goes, because like she locked the door. She was mad. She did not want to have the wedding night. So like in some ways you could be like, no, she didn't want to. But then like when he got inside the room and he's just being so extra by scaling the castle.
And she loved it.
Yeah.
She loved
it. It didn't feel icky like some other
wanted to be chased. Yeah. Like this was like pretty tame compared to other ones we've read with that. Yeah. She was very clear that she was into him.
Yeah. But as far as like there being too much plot, like I saw that a lot. Like a lot of people were saying like this felt like an adventure book with like a subplot of romance, which I understand. I
can see why people would complain, but I felt like it was perfectly balanced. Yeah. I had enough romance, I had enough plots, and they worked together.
Yeah, I agree.
Can you use a thesaurus?
Yeah.
He was, yeah. They were pretty equally matched.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I think that's more of a writing style. I feel like this is her writing style.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting though. Like after reading Ravished, it'd be something fun, and it was.
Yeah, they're fun. They're whimsical. They're like adventurous.
More on the soap opera side.
Yeah,
which is what some of them we read have been, and I like that. Be a little bit over the top. It's more dramatic that way, and not boring.
Mm-hmm.
No. And then, like you said, I didn't really feel like it was too long.
How was she able to, like, be the publisher and editor with her own money as a woman?
I think she said she had an allowance, like it was a lot of money from her dad. Okay. He's super wealthy. Like they talked about how he had all
the time in gambling, and there's no reason.
I know, but like they had a whole empire of something. I don't even know what kind of.
I don't know what they did.
Yeah, but Gabriel was in shipping. That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her writing style in this book was very similar to her writing style in Ravished. And from what it sounds like, most of her Amanda Quick books kind of have this theme to them.
And so I wonder how her writing is in her other books. Like, does she have that same like witty banter under other pen names? Or are they
like would that work for a thriller, you know?
Right.
Yeah. I feel like the switch of pen names is kind of like a switch in like the writing style too, but I don't know. I would have to see.
I don't know. I was just looking at the Fated Mates like synopsis. She has so many pen names. Some I've never even heard of before.
Yeah, some are she doesn't use them anymore.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, because I don't know if she wrote for like Harley Quinn and stuff like that, but a lot of them were just, names that publishing houses own the rights to. So when she switched over, she just dropped the names.
So were pen names like that, like owned by publishers, like just a bigger thing in the 90s and 80s? Because like I feel like, I don't know, do a lot of authors do that now? Having like multiple pen names they write under?
I feel like it would be even easier now just because it's easy to be anonymous. There are so many anonymous authors that never show their faces,
True. And there's a lot of authors that... Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say, wasn't it known, like, oh, Amanda Quick is Jane Ann Krentz, is this person, so you, like, knew that she was writing under, like, 7 pen names. Like, we all know Nora is J.D. Robb. But, like, and, like,
I don't know if the publisher would put, like, Amanda Quick writing as Jane Ann Krentz back then.
Right.
No, you know what? I think on one of the Jane Ann Krentz books that I had, it said that.
It
Or,
does
like,
say at least in the back that it's her. So like people knew as
Yeah.
she was writing. Amanda Quick also writes as Jane M. Prince.
Yeah.
But it would be easier like to know what you're getting. So like this is my historical romance name. This is this. So if you're a fan of me, like pick all these up in the different genres. But I don't know a lot of authors that do like 5 genres. They normally stick to 1 or 2, you know?
Yeah, like, she has a lot of pen names.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I think it was more of a publishing thing, that the publishing houses own the rights to those names and own the rights to those stories. So when they were switching gears, they switched names. And also they separated it. Like if this was their thriller name, this was their romance name.
Yeah. I don't know. Just very interesting because I don't see a lot of authors with like a ton of pen names today.
That we know of.
Right.
Yeah,
well, even like
no.
looking up all those authors that write YA and then like shift to adult, like Emily Henry and like Christina Forrest is now, they don't change names. They're just like, oh, now I'm going to write an adult novel. So, which I don't know, like if back then they would have just changed it to a separate name so that it's clear what you're getting. I don't know.
Hi, Christy.
Yeah, I feel like it's more common with indies now
Mm-hmm.
with the different pen names.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the fantasy authors, they do the first initial.
I was gonna say that, yeah. Even like Helena Hunting did H Hunting, right? And Colleen Hoover did C Hoover for like their other stuff. That's true too.
This is what I was gonna say, is that like I feel like there's a lot of novella authors, like steamy, smutty novella authors that were like, oh, this is like the
who's Jessica Kane?
I don't know who Jessica Kane is. I don't know. I didn't know we all knew this.
Like, we don't. I don't think so.
I know, Monica. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I
is
was
it
like,
Tessa Dare?
Tessa Dare. I don't really think it's Tessa Dare.
Yeah, I don't think it's Tessa Dare either.
No,
that's just our joke because Tessa Dare's not writing anymore, and we're like, oh, she's too busy doing Jessa, but I don't think she is.
I know people have joked about like this is like a YA author, like someone who doesn't write steamy books, so like this is like their version of it. But a lot of people say like Casey Mann, Jessica Kane, they all are authors that we know. But I'm like, I don't. Yeah.
Do publishers like own? Oh, I've never heard that, Christy.
That'd be interesting.
Does be a little wild sometimes.
Yeah, but if it's Sierra, there would definitely be more queer characters.
That's true.
That is so true. And I've literally been like, I was telling Desiree the other day, I was like, give me something. Give me like one male, one sapphic Jessica Kane. Like, I will be so happy. But also, I feel like Sierra would totally write some smutty stuff just under her own name. Like, I don't really think
she already did with the Folgers commercial smutty novella.
Wasn't it a Christmas one? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But like, do publishers like own authors like the rights to their names anymore?
Like, no, I think they used to. Right.
Well, like the one, which I cannot believe, the one who plagiarized Nora Roberts, what was her name? Janet Daly?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Right? She's dead now. I'm pretty sure she's passed away, but they're still publishing things under her name.
Oh, that is a good point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I don't, and I feel like that's just like saying like James Patterson in big letters with so-and-so in tiny letters, but like because James Patterson's name on it, like you're going to buy it. But
I think they were more so brands back then, like kind of similar to like the Murder She Wrote series. And you have to think too, and you have to think too, like the romance was really becoming this genre that was taken seriously. So I'm sure that these contracts that they were getting are so much different from the contracts romance authors are seeing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one was fine.
I think I read like 2 Jessica Kane books, and that's it.
They can be bonkers, Christy. Can be bonkers. The last one, the guy had the girl's hero. Okay, we're on my channel, so I can say this. The heroine's name tattooed on both sides of his
dick. Yeah.
Yeah. But on the
I
shaft,
think she's referring to Sierra's books can be bonkers, and that's why she thinks Sierra could be Jessica.
Oh, I see.
Before you go off even more on your tangent. I see it. Andrews. Yeah. I think Chrissy's gonna acknowledge yes, Jessica Kane is very much. I didn't know this though.
Since the 80s?
She died in the 80s?
I guess so. I didn't.
New stuff coming out.
Are there still books coming out under her name today?
Yeah, I think it's like a brand.
The past 10 years.
Wow.
I remember I've gotten some. I mean, they republished a lot of her old stuff too.
Janet Daly died in 2013.
Yeah, I looked that up. Yeah, and they're still publishing under her name. And the fact that she literally plagiarized Nora, and they were under the same publishing house. They literally have the same publisher.
Yep.
And it was
and they still published her books.
Well, and she never lost
in the Nora Roberts podcast that she did with Fated Mates, she even said like when she came out with that lawsuit and she was being like very like vocal about her, you know, distaste for it, some authors were like, you shouldn't say anything. Like you should just take it as flattery that she likes your writing. And I was like, this is literally her livelihood. Like that's crazy.
And I remember the author was like being really weird about her excuse for why she did it. I think she like tried to blame her divorce or something on it. I don't know. And I'm like, you literally like didn't even like try to hide it. You like lifted paragraphs.
And then it was just chance. Like she said it was just like, you know, an accident.
I need to go back and listen to that Nora 1-2 episode.
That one was really
good.
Crazy. I didn't expect Nora to like curse so much. I don't know why. That was
she does not give a crap.
I love that.
Yeah. Apparently, though, ghostwriters make a lot of money. They don't get their recognition, but they just sit there and write, and they're like, "Here you go," and then they get the money.
Yeah. Whoever goes
yourself or publish under VC Andrews' name,
right? But whoever ghost wrote the new Julie Garwood book needs to get fired. Like that book was not good.
Is Julie Garwood? I said Julie Andrews. Is Julie Garwood not writing her own stuff?
I mean, it's been discussed, but she's like 80 now.
Okay, so is Beverly Jenkins, and she is still turning out those books.
I know, but
literally,
the writing was just very, very different, or it felt off.
Oh my gosh, really? So it's like well known who the ghostwriter is.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Wow.
Going back to the Jessica Kane, I just want to point out the fact that I think Lacey gave this like 4 stars.
Yep, I liked it.
The grandpa one?
Yeah, but I had to imagine him younger for it to work.
How? He literally calls him grandpa in the book, Lacey, in the epilogue. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so I guess pen names and ghostwriters is all a theme. Very interesting.
It's same with the shift of historical to romantic suspense during that time too, though. It's just interesting things that publishing was doing because like everybody who was historical is shifting to romantic suspense.
Just
I would not put it past them. Didn't you guys see the like Christmas script, the Hallmark movie script that the AI wrote?
No.
That sounds familiar.
They had like given it, I don't remember what exactly they gave, if it was like scripts or like movies to watch, and then it wrote its own like Hallmark Christmas movie script because it's very formulaic, and the AI wrote one.
That's funny. I texted Lacey like immediately after a good reason. I don't know what that is. I feel like I'm horrible at telling, like even looking at like what publishing house a book is coming from.
Well, I wonder like what caused all these to shut down, because this was what Phantom was publishing all these, and like the different houses are no longer around underneath the big one, because I don't remember what this one actually was.
This one was with Penguin, I think, or Random House actually.
It says Doubleday Dell Publishing.
But maybe that was like a subdivision of a larger publishing house.
Yeah, I don't remember who Doubleday is.
They're with Penguin Random House. Or they used to? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they're with Penguin Random House.
Mine
okay. There were just so many like divisions back then, very specialized divisions, and now it's just like, here's your romance. Here's yeah.
The copyright says Jane Ann Krentz on here, so it was like very well known, like what her pen names were.
Yeah, I wonder if that's her real name.
I think so. Oh, I get it. I got it. Sorry, Stephanie. Oh, it's under Penguin. So it is under Penguin. Yeah, I was like, I think it's a subdivision.
Bantam still publishes? Do they not do historicals anymore?
I doubt it. I don't even think they do romance.
Monica, last I heard, they're talking with them now in negotiation, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard too, but it's still ongoing situation. All right. So what are you guys reading right now? Or did you
I was reading Icebreaker, but then I moved on to the new Catherine Cowles. So I was like, wait, her book is actually coming out really soon. Let me go finish it.
How far are you?
I'm like a couple hours into the audio.
Okay.
But it's great. Mm-hmm. I'm just hoping for some groveling because 35%.
That was my only complaint, is there was just not I think she forgave him a little too quickly was my only complaint for that one, but it was still such a good second chance. I am reading book 3 in the Runaway series by Devney Perry. And that one's good. It's Friends to Lovers.
Ooh, my favorite trope. I'm reading, it's a wild book. Let me pull it up. The name, I always forget the title. I saw Tiffany talking about this. I saw it on Kindle Unlimited first, and then I know Tiffany really liked it. The title is bizarre. It's called
Yes, Desiree just told me you were reading it.
Oh, I love it. Okay, it's Not All Himbos Wear Capes by C. Raquel. It's part of the Villainous Thing series. It's a male-male romance between a superhero and a villain, but it's freaking hilarious. Like one of the heroes' names is Captain Masculine or Captain Muscular, something like that. It's just so funny. It's literally like a romantic comedy. I love it.
Where do you guys find these books?
Kindle Unlimited, man. Kindle Unlimited. Actually, you know what? I found this one on TikTok. The author was talking about like this book that she wrote, and I was like, this is why I love TikTok. I find like the most wild things there. It's great. I highly recommend it. Oh, The Night Circus. I haven't read that one in forever. Wow.
Lacey, did you ever figure out what happened with Kennedy Fox?
I mean, I don't think they would actually say the reason behind them breaking up. But I did get an email, like the subscription email from Lyra being like, hey, do you remember me? And I was like, okay, let me just unsubscribe. I forgot I was subscribed to your newsletter. They stop
writing individually and they only wrote together? Okay.
Yeah.
And now they're going back. It was very sudden. They're like, we're canceling all of our future plans. We had announced all this stuff, but no, and now we're not going to signings together.
Yeah, so you know something had to have happened. Something went down.
Yeah.
Dang.
Christy, I'd be interested to know what you think.
Because people are saying it's not as good.
Yeah, I read book 1 and loved it. In book 2, I wasn't the biggest fan. So,
but what was your rating?
Book 1 I gave 4.5, round up to 5. Book 2 I gave 3 stars. Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one who did not love this book. I DNF'd this one, The Spanish Love Deception.
Oh, I thought it was cute.
I think I'm not a contemporary person, truly. Just
you also don't really read slow burn or love slow burn.
Yeah. That is also true. So not my vibe. I just DNF'd that one.
So good.
Oh, see, it was Christy who said get thee off my lawn. This was mentioned earlier, and I could have sworn I saw Christy recommending it. Maybe I'll read this one for the novella-thon.
I'm looking up the Morgan Elizabeth book, and it's a New Jersey mafia romance. I am so intrigued by this.
Didn't she write 'Tis the Season for Revenge?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
And they all have those cutesy covers now, which I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah. And does her new one have a cutesy cover?
Yeah.
Even though it's New Jersey Mafia?
Yep.
Let me look. I remember her talking about writing a mafia. I didn't know it was coming out soon.
It's a duet. This one is the second book. The first one already came out.
Wait, is it Ivory Tower?
Yeah, that one's book 1.
Okay, she needs to post photos whenever okay, there we go. Interesting. She has a lot of reels, so I'd click on it to look at the cover and then it would change to a reel. What is the second one called?
Diamond Fortress.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
I'm not the biggest fan of that art
Brooke
style.
said it was very personal. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect them to actually tell the whole world their personal problems. Serious.
But like, I don't know what would happen if you to abruptly just like stop and like not even want to be in the same room with each other again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I wonder if legally they can say anything. Like maybe they came to like a
they literally said they're not even doing signings together, which is like I know authors like Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy. They'll sit next to each other but have like their individual lines, but still sign books that they did together. Like they're literally like we're canceling all appearances as Kennedy Fox.
So their books are still up. I wonder if they're gonna have trouble, splitting the checks.
Because they just came out with new covers and like bind ups for things and because I was trying to look at their Facebook groups and so they literally posted like a day before they announced that they were doing like all these new editions and I feel bad for like fans of the series because they were doing like next gen books and they had everything planned and like blurbs, but you won't get those.
I've never read any of their books.
They were pretty popular, like 4 or 5 years ago, Lacey?
Yeah, a while.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of cowboy romances.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at the comments before and they didn't say anything. It's just like a very public breakup, I guess you would say. People are gonna be
But the funny thing is that it was Brooke who announced it first on her own personal page. Like, they didn't even announce it on the Kennedy Fox page, right?
Right, and Lyra didn't say anything.
Until a day after.
Yeah. This is true, Christy, because that's,
yeah, that makes sense. I didn't read either of those authors either, so.
Yeah.
Before my time of BookTube.
Yeah, that was like 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
Back during the first Polycon days.
Yes, I know.
Different time then.
All right. Y'all are the originals. We know.
We've just been around for a very long time.
I know, we're old.
Yeah. We were around when Off Campus was first publishing. And we were waiting for each book and reading them.
We were reading them in real time.
Yeah, back in my day.
Which one was it? It was the red one. The Score?
Yeah.
Book. I literally stayed up all night reading that. I remember when I got an arc of it, I like literally did not stop reading. Yeah. Yes. Before TikTok even existed. Yes.
Yeah, booktube in general existed for a while before TikTok.
I had my ARC copy of It Ends With Us, so I read that before it came out because I was that big of a fan of Colleen Hoover. Yeah, we've been around a while. Do we want to share next month's book? We already have it, but
yes,
hardback.
I have them right here. I have 3 copies of it.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I should have gotten my copy, the one I outbid you on, Jessica.
That's why I don't like you. So
I have the paperback, I have the hardcover, and then I also have the last chapter.
I have yeah. You got that one, right, Lacey? The vivid last year copy, yeah. And did you get the Grace one too?
Yeah, those were the only 2 ones that I got.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest flex is that Jessica's going to see Beverly Jenkins in Denver.
I am.
Are you going to bring your entire collection, or?
So Christy and I were talking about that because I'm going with Christy, and they have a 5-book signing limit. But I was like, how many people are going to see historical romance authors at the signing?
Well, they probably could let you get back in line.
Right. So I was like, I can bring like as many as I want. Because you know, like how authors who don't have like too big of a line will let you just like have however many you want.
Yeah. I would stand in your line all day. I don't care.
But then I'm like, do I risk like I'm gonna have to put all of her books in my carry-on so like they don't get like getting lost? And like, do I bring my original like Indigo? Like, I don't know what I want to risk bringing. But like this will probably be the only time I ever meet her. So
yeah, that's true. I was literally gonna tell you, like, can I mail you my Indigo copy for you to sign? But then I was like, what if it gets lost in the mail?
Right? Like, I don't trust anybody to touch this book but me.
I was gonna go, but my boss did not give me the days off because he's rude. So sad.
Oh no.
Like half my suitcase will be my Beverly Jenkins collection.
Yeah. You would have to do those carry-on though if you don't want to risk the airline losing anything.
I know. I haven't even bought my plane ticket yet though, because you keep on fluctuating and I'm annoyed. Because it's during spring break in Denver. Flights are so expensive.
How much?
Right now it's at like $540, and it keeps on like the lowest I've seen it go is $490, and I'm still hoping it'll go back down to at least that. But it was up at like $590 the other day.
That was us for the Atlanta trip.
Yeah, Atlanta was $600.
Yeah.
My Atlanta was like $300. How much is yours for Dallas?
It was $400.
That's how much mine is. Yeah. I keep on hoping it'll go down, but that's how much it was last year too. So
I need to buy mine before I forget. Lacey and I were just talking about it.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is a good place. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying plane tickets.
Oh,
but we all know that.
I feel you. Okay. Anyways, so Vivid is our next month's pick. I don't know what day we have our live show planned, but we will read this next month. We have the 6 months of the year already planned out on the historical Hellions Instagram if you want to check it out. Very soon we will read The Tale of the Tub. Most excited about that one.
Oh, Vivid is great though. Vivid is good. Yeah. The heroine is fantastic.
Cheryl sent me a copy. Look at how pretty. The bathtub.
Somebody outbid Jessica last time in the live show. Or not outbid, but just beat her to the...
I was talking about it. I was like, oh, look, there's a lot on eBay. I'm going to buy it. And I add it to my cart. I go through like all my information and someone bought it.
I bet they were watching.
Yes, there's
For
no
sure.
other reason. So
Sure.
both found
This book
talking
is like
and she
ancient.
yeah. No one else cares about the bathtub romance but us. So it's fine.
Yeah, whoever you are, show yourself.
I tried to call him out last time.
You did?
Nobody would admit.
Justin. I wish
Nobody takes word.
our Beverly Jenkins bidding was live. That would have been so
We didn't
funny.
even know we were bidding against each other until I talked
No.
about it.
I set an alarm for like 6 a.m. for that, okay? I worked for it.
Okay.
I've had really good luck with eBay. The only one I've gotten outbid on is Gaywick by Vincent Berga. That was a harsh pill to swallow.
I don't know what that one is.
It's like the first like male gothic romance. The cover is gorgeous. And I had like a budget. I had a ridiculous budget for it because I really wanted first edition, and I like tripled it. I just kept going. I was like kept upping my bid.
Good. You didn't get it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was at work too, and I was just like, I gotta get this book. Anyways, we'll end it here. Thank you guys for joining us. This was a fun live show. We can't wait to talk to you guys next month on Jessica's channel. Lacey, thank you for joining us.
Yes, this was fun.
Yep. Okay, bye.
Bye.